And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that break as we have returned with the H.4.0.S Galactic Battle number 2 lower bracket finals. Of course, host live VIP, and with me, I'm joined once again by Kura from the CranKy Ducklings.
Hello. I am joined once again by the light of the CranKy Ducklings, and we are both here casting a Polish LAN tournament happening in Warsaw at House Gaming Bar.
Yeah, exactly. We just did follow Cristiano all the way to the grand finals. He took down Elazer, he took down Geralt. And these players that have been taken out by Cristiano, they have a second life, a second chance as we are here in the lower bracket.
That we are, and we are now looking at the first of our players spawning in the top right corner of our map, Ghost River. It is the Red Zerg player representing Team Liquid. It is Elazer.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Berserker Esports. It is PAPI. Hi, PAPI. And before we get too ahead of ourselves, if you're in the chat, predictions. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you believe will advance on into the lower bracket finals. Will it be Elazer or PAPI? It'll be up to you to decide.
How will we cast this game without saying PAPI every sentence?
It's hard. It's very hard. It's very difficult. I'll be honest. One thing is we have to ask him. How did he come up with this ID? Like, is he part Latin American or like
no,
what's going on?
I don't think so. At least he doesn't look Latin American. But I mean, what do I know?
Yeah, possibly.
He could have been born there.
Could have.
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe could have been born in the Amazon.
Straight in the Amazon. Yeah,
straight
like
in the Amazon.
On the coast of Amazon.
Yeah, it could have some Incan or even Aztec kind of heritage as well. That's why he's a berserker. Maybe. But regardless, he's always a great player to watch, to cast, and PAPI has also been improving quite a lot over these past couple of months. PAPI has taken it to Elazer. I'm always reminded of the House Open Cup, where PAPI and Elazer, they faced off in the finals of a bi-weekly online tournament, and it went all the way to the ace match. It went all the way to game 5. So again, PAPI has shown us that he can take down Elazer, but in the best of 3, in front of an audience, in front of a crowd, can he bring it here? Because he needs to hear it now in this series.
Yeah, definitely the conditions are very different when you are playing live at the LAN event. Like, you have to get used to the setup, you have like the audience watching you and stuff. Like, there are different aspects to the game. It affects some players, doesn't affect some others, but we'll see if PAPI can do it right here.
We'll see if he can bring it here. As for now, we're settling into our openers. Looks like a standard opener out of PAPI, going for a Stargate back at home. Likewise, Elazer going for a hatch gas pull into a third. So far, nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. Right now, it's going to be on Elazer to survive and defend against the Adept Harass and the Oracle Harass.
Yeah, and we have first of the Adepts just chilling by the base of Elazer. I'm gonna be tripping so much on this because I still don't know if it should be Elazer or Elazer. Polish people, help me out. Which is the correct? I keep forgetting to ask him, and if I ask him, he will probably say that it's either one.
It's Elazer.
Elazer? Oh no. Oh no.
Like e-gaming. Like an e-gamer,
esports? Yeah?
Yeah.
Elazer? Oh no.
Oh no. For now, we're settling in. Overlord comes in, and we do deny the scout, or we'll at least reveal the Void Ray. It's going to be a Void Ray first opener out of PAPI. With a Void Ray, we can shut down these Overlords, we can deny scouting, and we can hide what comes next. It could be some kind of hidden tech structure or a standard game. Elazer will be in the dark.
Yeah, and you can see that he's already bringing the Overlords back home, so he won't be having vision on the map either. Meanwhile, PAPI is scaring him off a bit with these Adepts. He has to stay on his toes to make sure that none of the Adepts are getting in.
Oh yeah, as we do activate the Prismatic Line, we dive on top of the Void Ray, but on top of the Overlord, but it looks like the Void Ray is going to be punished, and we lose the Void Ray. A big loss here for PAPI.
Yeah, that was a bit over-ambitious for PAPI. He really wanted that Overlord, but all these queens on the ground, like that was a bit of an overextension, and he loses the Void Ray, and he won't be making another one, at least not for a while.
Yeah, that's a big loss for PAPI. Suddenly, Elazer can spread out his overlords once again. Oracle dives into the natural, but we're in position. One drone goes down, but only a singular worker. And we have a follow-up. I see a gateway. I see Twilight Councils. I do not see a forge. This could be quite an aggressive follow-up.
Okay, okay. I'm watching you, Papi. We'll see. But at the same time, Elazer is preparing with his Roach Warren, so I guess he's expecting some attack to come, maybe. But I don't know. He's expanding right now as well. I don't know if he will have enough units in time.
Yeah, nice timing with the Roach Warren. It was thrown down around the 4-minute 30 mark, so the Roach Warren will finish up in time. Meanwhile, I'm curious as to our take of choice. Are we going into Blink? Are we going into Glaze? Or are we going into something different? There we go. Blink is on the way. Without the Forge, this is looking quite aggressive. This could be the beginning of a 3-base all-in. The longer this goes on without a Forge, the more likely it is that we won't take additional gases at the third.
Yeah, at the same time, we have the Oracles diving in once again. They take down 3 drones, but both of them are very damaged, and I don't think they will be able to dive once again.
Yeah, exactly. They only get 3 workers. They're stuck here in between the bases until they can regenerate their shields on these oracles. Meanwhile, Papi is going to be building up, and hopefully, no, we're okay as in.
Emil!
Emil. Ah. Feels bad, man. As Indy has disconnected briefly, we will be remaking. Indy, of
Yeah.
course, is the official caster. He is the Polish caster. So if Indy does lag out, we will remake and we will jump back in.
Yeah, I mean, not only is Indy the Polish caster, he's also the only Polish observer because he's casting together with Zed, but they're using one account. So they're both watching
Yeah.
on the same screen, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So, unfortunate. It's interesting that Indy lags out, but the players haven't, despite the fact
Yeah,
that they're at
maybe.
the same venue.
Look,
So,
maybe he stepped on the cable. Okay.
it's possible he might have stepped on the cable. It, as we should be, we should be remaking. We are gonna be dipping out of the game, and we'll be diving back in. Thankfully, nothing too crazy what's going on. Blink was being researched, and I did see a delayed Forge on the way for Papi, so really interesting build order here from him, and we're going to be able to dive a little bit more into it once we get back in the game.
Yeah, I was trying to check if something is happening on the Polish stream, but unfortunately nothing visible, and I don't want to turn the sound on, so chat will have to update me on that.
Okay, so it looks like, I guess the game might have crashed, because
Maybe,
like the
yeah.
stream is still up.
Yeah, the stream is
So
up.
it
No,
looks
the
like,
stream is fine. It's not a connection issue.
yeah, so it looks like maybe they just the game crashed, so they have to relaunch it and get back in once again.
Meanwhile, Papi says in the in-game chat, if you move it back more, I won't be mad, my void ray will leave.
He's like, I feel like there was some latency, and Indy was probably lagging out when I lost the void ray. I think that probably happened. True.
Yeah, probably. And to answer the chat, yes, both Indy and Zed are in the venue. Mm-hmm. They're both casting in the venue. Can we even show them right now? Oh, they're on screen, right? Hold on.
Yeah. Both Indy and Zed are at the event. They're at the venue at the moment, spending time, of course, with the local community. You do love to see it, and every now and then we're able to get a little bit of a glimpse of the crowd, of the bar, of the setup that they have.
Yeah, like this is not the first event at House Gaming Bar either, so they've been there a few times, and yeah, they are casting live from the location.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. It's really cool to see that they've brought everyone together. Also, who's Inny?
Who?
I don't know. I'm looking at the Polish stream, and it says cast Indy, Zed, and Inny.
Oh, I have no idea.
Like I. Okay.
I actually don't know.
Okay. Fair enough. But we'll be jumping right back into game number 1 momentarily. We're going to be resuming from replay. Thankfully, there's a feature for that.
Yeah, by the way, the top bar with the goal says that they're gathering money for a driver's license for a camel.
Oh, okay.
It's a meme. It's 100% a meme. But also what?
Do you need a license to drive a camel?
I don't know. Do you? I mean, doesn't the camel like drive itself, kind of?
Kind of.
I mean, I heard comments like no for just doing their thing.
Mm-hmm. You can steer them. You can steer them.
Okay.
It's not good. Could you invite me to the lobby? If I try to join, otherwise it doesn't work.
Oh, I mean, it says you're pending. There you are.
Yeah, I can't join from the friends list, otherwise it doesn't work. Um, but here we go. It looks like we're just getting our lobby set up here with all of our lovely players. And yeah, I hope everyone in the chat has been enjoying themselves as well. It's been an amazing event so far, and we're kind of nearing the end. You know, there's only a handful of series left.
Yeah, this is just this is one of the 3 series that we have left. So you are just in time for the most important games of the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, exactly. Again, Elazer is the Zerg hope, and you know, there's no more Terrans out there either. If you're out there, if you want to avoid the mass PvP ahead of us, then cheer for Elazer to avoid the PvPs.
I mean, if Elazer does win this series, then we will and the next one as well. Like if he wins all these PvZs, then like we will have only PvZs. But if he doesn't, it's PvP from here.
That's true. You have 2 options. Do you prefer PvP or PvZ? Like that's gonna dictate who you cheer for. That's.
I mean, look.
Look, we got 2 options. That's all we have. Okay, there's nothing else.
Unfortunately, it was mentioned earlier on the stream, because maybe some people have tuned in later, Spirit, the most like well-known Terran currently from Poland, is not here because it's actually his mother's birthday. So he's celebrating with his family.
Yeah, feliz cumpleaños to Spirit's mother. Again, Spirit, he's spending his time with his family. They're out celebrating, and you know, it's completely understandable here that Spirit wouldn't be available. Because of that, only Zergs and Protoss do remain, and here we go. We're loading back in to game number 1, right where we left off.
The Voider is already dead, so unfortunate for PAPI.
Smooch. Void Rage did go down. We mentioned it before, but really fast blink here from PAPI is going to be able to be quite assertive with it initially. Can move out and apply some pressure with those Blink Stalkers. Until then, the Oracle's diving into the natural. Stage Trap goes off. It does catch an extra drone.
Yeah, and a Queen too, which is always nice. But also, do you see what Elazer is doing? Not only he's sending links across the map, he's also double expanding.
Yeah, Elazer taking his 4th and 5th base at the same time. That's how confident Elazer is. I mean, he's looking quite comfortable. Lings likewise applying some pressure, threatening that natural base, threatening the 3rd, and more importantly, just keeping PAPI back at home.
Yeah, he's forced to recall these oracles as well, because it's very hard to just move between these bases, and you know, Elazer basically got what he wanted. The oracles are back, the army of PAPI is not moving out, and he has all the time he wants for expanding.
Exactly. Elazer's being so greedy here, taking up towards a Hydrogen, towards a Bailey Nest as well, skipping Roach production, skipping Roach speed, and setting up for Ling Bane Hydra instead. Ooh, as the Overseer escapes as well, just barely.
Yeah, and Elazer keeps threatening with those links as well, just, you know, so PAPI cannot really feel safe no matter which way he goes. I mean, it's working out for him really well.
Yeah, and we do see that PAPI is trying to tech up. He's taking up into Archons, into Immortals, into Storm. I mean, we saw Cristiano earlier defeat Elazer with this kind of build. That is true, but Cristiano was also doing a really good job at harassing, killing workers with Adepts, killing workers with Oracles, and putting himself in a really nice position to go for the move out, to go for this kind of death bull of an army.
Yeah, definitely. Like, Cristiano was doing a lot of damage to Elazer, and PAPI was not quite so lucky here. Like, his Oracles didn't get all that much, and you know, the Void Ray went down, all the other stuff there happened, but right now he has to get ready, because it looks like Elazer is about to be ready for an attack.
Yeah, and Storm isn't done. Storm is still seconds away from finishing, so there's a bit of a window. There's a timing here that Elazer could push in before Storm does complete, but that window is closing. High Templar are ready. They're gathering up NG, and Storm is seconds away from completing.
And nice Stasi wards there as well, but they are being triggered by Zerglings, so they actually won't be helpful in the fight itself.
Yeah, nice baits there from Elazer. Likewise, even expanding and taking one of PAPI's bases on his own half of the map. Ay, ay, ay. Elazer being cheeky.
By the way, 99% useless facts, the Changeling got caught in the stasis as well.
Oh.
This was the first time I've seen that, the Changeling in the stasis.
did get caught in the end. We just see, once again, Ling's going to be threatening a run by. We could even morph in Bailings and try to roll them in as well, as Bailing's speed is about to finish. But Lings are spotted, and the fourth base is going to be delayed here. Papi's still just stuck at home, and you can see Elazer just engulfing the map in creep.
Yeah, and PAPI is being distracted by that attack on the south. His Immortals are getting caught out on the other side, and one of them already falling down despite the overcharge.
Yeah, Storm gets thrown down, but we avoid most of the Storm. We do escape with most of these Lings in the end. Rocks get knocked down, 2 Immortals fall, and Elazer is getting ready for his Bailing run by.
Yeah, that is quite a run by. That's an entire row of Bailings going in there.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, it's a lot of Bailings. We have Bailings on the right, we have Bailings on the left. We can see Elazer taking another base, taking another one of Papi's bases here again. Very confident play out of Elazer, and here we go, he pulls the trigger.
He goes in. The Bailings are not quite finding the connection, but the rest of them will. They're going straight for the Zealots. They actually a bit indecisive if they should get for the probes. But now, I mean, there's not that many Zerglings, and Hydras alone may not be enough for this army. Yeah,
but we have reinforcements coming in. Immortals are going down, Archons as well, and there are no more Zealots. This is still an efficient trade for Elazer. As he steps forward, and he's going to focus on every single high-tech unit, even getting the Prism.
Yeah, and just like that, GG is called Elazer. Will be taking game number 1.
GG, well played. A very solid game there out of Elazer, showing how important and how imperative it is for Protoss players to be able to harass, to be able to be active, and to be able to get damage done early on, and to not allow the Zerg player to have so much freedom like Elazer had in game 1.
Yeah, like what... Elazer had so much freedom, like he was expanding over the entire map, like literally the definition of Zerg freedom. He could go anywhere.
Exactly. He puts Liberators to shame with how much freedom he had in that last game. So really impressive showing there out of Elazer. But again, a lot of it did come down to the rough start, right? Like PAPI losing that first Void Ray, that was kind of the beginning of the dominoes falling one after the other. It was a rough start for PAPI.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I feel like we will be lamenting that one Void Ray for the rest of the tournament. It just keeps coming back.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. We'll see if we can bring it back. We'll see if we can avenge that Void Ray as we're getting ready for game number 2. As a reminder, this is a best of 3. Elazer needs 1 more to advance on. PAPI needs to fight back here and now to force the ace match.
Yeah, if he wants to stay in the tournament, he has to force that ace match, as you said, and he's fighting for a chance to face Geralt in the next game. Or next match, I'd say.
He is. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Crimson Court, we have our Polish Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is Elazer.
And on the other side of Crimson Court, we have our blue Protoss player, representing Berserker Esports. It is PAPI.
Here we go. We're diving on into this, and for now, we're going to be settling into our game again. PAPI having a bit of a harder time in game 1, but now we're settling into game 2, and I'm hoping that PAPI has maybe a different approach, or can maybe just tighten up his build and have a bit of a stronger early game.
Yeah, can he save that Void Ray? It'll just keep coming back. No, but like on a serious note, like yeah, like basically if because he had the right idea, right? But like his units just weren't able to get the damage done. So maybe if he's just, you know, able to control it better, find a better position and get the damage done across the map, like this game could turn out completely differently.
Oh yeah, could be a very different game. Again, we've seen PAPI bring down Elazer in the past, and I'm hoping we can maybe see that again and force the ace match. But this is going to be a really interesting map. Historically, we've seen a lot of Zerg players at times succeed and struggle on Crimson Court. I mean, there's a very interesting dynamic. The big feature here for Zerg is this center base. There is a rich Vespian gas geyser, and we've seen time and time again Zerg players rush into the center base, take that gas, and go for a roach base all in. It's possible that Elazer could be thinking that. If not, the aim can be really weird, just because there's so much of the map that's just cut off from minerals and walls, with these rocks and mineral patches, and it can be quite difficult to harass these kind of fringe-based locations.
I see what you're getting, but at the same time, I don't know. Is that something that Elazer has done a lot in the past? Because he doesn't quite strike me as this like roach all-in kind of person, you know? I
Mhm.
feel like that's kind of not his style.
It depends how many drinks he's had, because
Fair, fair.
we are at a gaming bar, and we did see a laser be quite cheeky in that last game, right? Like he was like hyper expanding, even almost like borderline disrespectful, taking Puppy's bases, and there it is. He's going for the center base.
He is indeed, and he chased out that probe as well. And the adept is coming in now, and and Papi will be able to see that base being forward. His Stargate is about to finish, and I mean, I guess we will see what he can do about this.
Yes, Stargate is on the horizon. The base has been spotted. Now the pressure is on Papi to try to punish this, and also to be ready for the eventual all-in.
Mhm.
We are getting, at least I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. It isn't confirmed that that's what we're going for, but this space, it doesn't just give you extra gas, it also allows you to spread and launch creep very quickly across the map.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a very useful feature for all the Zergs. And I mean, if you want to march queens, that's also a possibility. You also have like a shorter distance there, so I mean, it's possible. We've seen Elazer doing that today already.
Yeah, definitely. These Roach Queen all-ins are definitely viable and seen quite often on Crimson Court. We can see Papi mining through the minerals on the right-hand side, and we spoke about this as well. He's going for a very secure base as the overlord does go down. But to harass this base, you have to knock down rocks or you have to mine through these mineral patches. Otherwise, there's no real way to punish this, at least not early on.
Yeah, I mean, the downside of getting down that Overlord was that the Oracle was waiting quite a bit for the Stalker to snipe it, so it wasn't across the map doing damage, and now the spores are about to be finished, so I don't know how much he can get.
Oh, we get one drone, we force out a spore, but not much more. We catch a couple transferring workers, another drone goes down, but we almost do overextend. The Oracle will barely escape.
That was so close, one shot away, and that Oracle barely escapes with his life, so I guess it will be able to dive later on, but with this few like health points, I don't know how much it can do.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that Oracle as another Oracle has arrived, checking the center base. Does take a lot of hits, doesn't quite get any damage done, but does confirm that we have not actually taken advantage of this gas up. There we go, gas is now on the way for Elazer. Looking to make use of this center base as quickly as possible as the Roach Warren gets thrown down as well behind it.
Yeah, Roach Warren, more Zerglings, so I guess Elazer is gearing up for that attack. He's getting the lair as well, so the Roach all-in is very likely there, and we'll see if Papi is able to get ready for that. He's throwing down his Twilight Council, it's just about finished, I believe. He has 3 Oracles around. Yeah, we'll see what he can do.
Yeah, the Oracles, they dip in, they do get one drone kill, they get a second drone as well before pulling back. We get the Revelation on the main army, or on the main force here at the center base, and Papi is going for the same build. I don't know if you noticed, but once again, fast Twilight Council, once again, delayed Forge, a very similar build to what we saw in Game 1.
Yeah, but he's going up against slightly different build from Elazer, as we will have those roaches, as you said. And how well do Bleeding Stalkers do against roaches? I guess it very much depends on the numbers, right?
Yeah, it depends on how much we have on our defensive position as well. Oracles, they have arrived. It looks like we've been trying to delay this fourth base. There we go. We do force the initial cancel. Nice pick off there. And the laser is droning up. For the time being, we're getting fully saturated on 3 bases. We should be working up towards around 66 workers. And I imagine we're going to be stopping droning here at 3 base saturation. We'll see if we eventually saturate the 4th.
Yeah, somehow it feels like that won't be the case. Somehow I feel like maybe it will be a bit more aggressive, but we getting that infestation feel like maybe Elazer is getting ready for a bit of a longer game.
Yeah, the infestation bit tells us that we want to take up towards Hive, so that is a sign that Elazer doesn't want to go for an all-in. For the time being though, Elazer has cut production or cut droning at 65 and is focusing on Ling Roach, maybe just as a precaution to defend against this aggression from Papi. But the creep is looking quite intense here as we are spreading creep past the halfway mark here on Crimson Court.
Oh, that is so interesting. Have you noticed that one of the Karags got revealed? Can you use the creature for scouting?
I kinda, I guess. I mean,
it's just roaming around, right?
Yeah, they don't roam too far, but sure.
I mean, like, it's kind of like an observer, you know? Just hanging out.
Kind of. As Elazer is knocking down those rocks, looking to rotate over towards the right-hand side. And again, Elazer has not made a drone in quite some time. We spoke about it, about whether or not he would saturate the 4th. The 4th has been taken, but again, very few workers. A drone does get picked off, and now we start making a handful of workers here. Looks like Elazer is taking up, and there it is! the Lurker Den.
Yeah, we were waiting for the lurker then to be made, and it is now on the way. The hive, I believe, is also currently being made, so they will be upgraded. That will not be layer tech lurkers, which is, by the way, very difficult to say.
Yeah, Elazer, he is just getting up to full base saturation, a hive, lurker den upgrades as well. Elazer is going for a longer game, has no intention of committing to an all-in, and PAPI is turtling up. We're getting situated here on 3 bases. We're working towards the 4th and center of the map. Stasis traps, some pylons, shield batteries, cannons, it's all going to be thrown down. We'll see if PAPI can survive this. I mean, again, PAPI's not in a bad position here, at least not as bad as we saw in that first game.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, I know that like this is probably the only option or the best option, but this Protoss base looks very scary, like being all the way up to the creep. Like the creep is literally going up the ramp, and I would be a bit scared as a Protoss. And we see PAPI can defend this as the Zerglings wrap around, but they are being stormed, and it looks like he's holding the position for now.
Yeah, it was a solid storm on those links. PAPI does hold on behind this. We're getting into double robot immortal production. Mass immortal is a way to counteract lurker production, and lurkers are on the way, so this can be an effective army, but it all comes down to the positioning, it all comes down to the angle with how PAPI and Elazer engage each other.
Yeah, I guess it's also important to point out that with the lurkers you will need detection as well. We have the oracles for revelations, but you know, PAPI has to be really careful not to lose them. We have a single observer as well, so that will be helpful.
Yeah, the observers are the main army, but as you mentioned, the laser could potentially focus fire that observer and make it a little bit more difficult to engage with the lurkers. Storms helps with that, as storms don't require you to see the units here, so we can still use that to blanket those lurkers. But we'll see as the laser's actually rotating around and could try to sneak in from behind here. Laser kind of being a little bit sneaky here with his army positioning.
Yeah, PAPI does not realize that that is a possibility, and he may lose some reinforcing units if that happens, but at the same time he's also pushing towards Elazer, so Elazer also has to be ready for defense.
Yeah, there's 8 lurkers here for Elazer. He is ready on the high ground. At the same time, the Ling Roach coming in from behind, going for the natural base.
Oh, nice that his ward blocks in that entrance, and now the Roaches will go for the forward base. The army of PAPI is not here, but it's wrapping around.
Massive stasis once again on the Roaches here. Lurkers are trying to push in, but we have the high ground, and this was not the play for Elazer. The Lurkers, they don't gain any ground, and we have so much supply tied up in these Roaches, and it looks like we're just going for the army.
Yeah, I mean, might as well, as it is currently being divided, and, you know, PAPI is just pushing Elazer around, back to his base, but now he can deal with these Roaches because there's not that many of them anymore.
Oh yeah, the Roaches, we just commit to a push, and PAPI not quite in position. Immortal goes down, boys are being pulled as well. The entire army races back home, and that will expose the center base. There is an opportunity for a laser. He's going for it. The lurkers are moving out.
It took PAPI a bit too long to deal with these Roaches, and now the lurkers are in range of the forward base. The entire army has to go back, but now the position is already set.
Yeah, and with lurker range, within range of the mineral line probes that are going down, 15 workers do fall. PAPI is committed, and we're pushing out across the map.
We're thinking about pushing out.
Yeah, we catch a couple of free lurkers. Oh, we try to at least.
I mean, we do put some charges on the lurkers, so that definitely works out. There's some nice storms on the Zerg army as well, and looks like PAPI maybe actually be taking this engagement.
Yeah, Elazer's army was very spread out. It was very split up, and with that, almost every single lurker goes down. Elazer, he's in trouble.
Yeah, there's a lot of Immortal in this army, and the Hydras alone won't be able to deal with them. This base will be forfeit.
Yeah, they're basically going to be forfeit. Hydras are melting left and right. The lurkers have all gone down. There's almost nothing at home to defend. There's a handful of Hydras and nothing else. As PAPI, he's going for the kill. Yeah,
there are no lurkers in production either, as Elazer just doesn't have the time to morph them. It's just pure Zergling Hydra army. The Zerglings are definitely nice, and the Immortals are getting trapped.
Oh, we go for the surround. Lings, they barely close the distance here. Zealots, they come in just in time to reinforce. We needed those Zealots. We needed that kind of buffer, and they make it just in time to save those Immortals.
Yeah, just barely. I think 1 or 2 did fall down. Another one is quite damaged, and now the Hydras are able to push PAPI back. But for a second there, it looked really scary for Elazer.
That was a very close hold. If those Zealots had arrived any sooner, if the Zealots, if they got there a couple of seconds sooner, that would have been game. That would have been PAPI overwhelming Elazer. But PAPI has to pull back. He, delayed some of his warp ins, and now Elazer is rebuilding that lurker count. He is stabilizing.
I feel like Papi has felt it as well. Like it felt like he was getting there, and then suddenly like his army started crumbling. That must feel bad.
Yeah, he just needed that warp in, and now Elazer, the scary thing is his drone count. He's still on 89 workers. That is an insane economy, so it's not going to take him long at all to rebuild and remax. Papi, likewise, he has a decent economy of his own, but his supply now is not as ideal, is not as substantial as it once was.
Yeah, now these lurkers are back as well. They are being set in position, so he cannot really walk into the base of Elazer. So, nice storms though.
Yeah, it does zone away the army. Gets one lurker kill. There's 9 lurkers on the high ground. Massive smash shots going off, but the lurkers, they need support on their own. They're vulnerable.
Yeah, they're setting up a good position though, but at the same time, Papi just focuses on the base. He's dealing with the drones, and he may take down the hatchery itself.
Yeah, at the same time, a big link Hydra counterattack here. Where was the army to support? It's going across the map instead. We're going to be trading a base for a base.
Actually, I don't know if he will, as it looks like Papi is back just in time and the Nexus will not fall down. The probes did, which is a big deal considering that Papi is down in workers, but at least he keeps the base.
Yeah, he does keep the base alive. As you mentioned, 10 workers did go down. The Lurker army has been able to rebuild, has been able to reamass. Ooh, and these High Temple have to be so careful with how they push in, as they are, once again, a couple of shots away from going down from these Lurkers. Elazer just reestablishing himself a big arc of Lurkers.
Yeah, now Immortals are going forward, but a lot of them fall as well. But it looks like so do the Lurkers, and this position is lost for Elazer, but the reinforcements are coming in.
Yeah, but you know what? The Hydras, the Storms are real big connections on the Hydras, and how many Lurkers are left? Only 2 Lurkers. We've been here before. We're here once again, where Papi is just brute forcing his way through the main army, getting on top of the Roachborn. Roachborn goes down, but we are still amassing more Hydras and more lanes. Lurker production is back up and running. Elazer just needs more time.
Yeah, this time the Lurkers are being more. The Zealots are here to reinforce, but this army of the Protoss is not as big as it was last time, so I guess we will see if Papi can do it, because this is really close.
Yeah, we're still in a bit of a timer here. We get some okay storms. We mainly graze the Hydras. More Lurkers on the way. We only have, I think, 2 storms left with the main army. And Papi, he has to go for the kill, but alas, he's taking a little bit too long. More Lurkers are coming in.
Yeah, with every Lurker morphed in, like the chances of this army are keep going down. Like there are only 2 Immortals left, and the Archons are great and all, but they're not quite Immortals.
Yeah, we're just waiting for reinforcements. Zealots have arrived. Oh, another High Templar goes down. Again, we're running out of storms here, and we're going to commit. We're going for the dive. Archons, they do try to force their way through. Oh.
Yeah, they're trying to, but there are so many Lurkers left still. The storms will definitely help. The Lurkers are falling down, but so is the Protoss army.
Yeah, Papi, he was so close to breaking this, but he took too long. Now, at some point, there was only 2 Lurkers left, and now we're back up to 7, back up to 8 Lurkers. Elazer, he is holding.
He's holding, just barely, but it's enough. And yeah, Papi once again has to go back to his base, but his economy is still worse than that of the Zerg. He still has less workers. He hasn't been able to resaturate that 4th base, and yeah, with that, the reinforcing this army will be this much more difficult.
Yeah, that's the 2nd time this game where Papi has been so close to killing Elazer.
Yeah.
He's been so close. It's been within his grasp, but alas, he's barely not able to break him. The Lurker count is back up and running. Elazer is freely expanding on the right-hand side, and Papi has no presence on the right-hand side of the map. The rocks have been knocked down. He could try to apply some pressure here, but you can see Elazer's getting ready for that move out.
Yeah, I don't know if Papi is even aware of the possibility being there. I don't know if he noticed that Elazer is sneaking out drones to take more bases.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Papi, he's aware of this base at least towards the south, but he's unaware of the new fresh mining base on the right-hand side. You can see the Lurker army amassing. Elazer is remaxing here as we speak. It looks like we try to catch some of these Hydras, but unable to. And right now, the onus is on Papi to make some moves.
I mean, it is, but with this many Lurkers, like, look at this army. Like, it's being cornered time and again, and the Zerglings are now helping, like, keeping this army in place as well. And even the Lurkers are trying to go around the Protoss.
Yeah, but a nice catch. 2 Lurkers go down instantly. We get the revelation. We can chase this down. At the same time, Papi's rotating over towards the right-hand side. Papi has yet to check this right-hand hatchery as it does complete. But that was nice. You know, he gets 4 Lurkers for free.
Yeah, that was nice. It's very good for him that he managed to spot that. But there's still a lot of Lurkers left over, and this Protoss army is not getting bigger very fast.
Yeah, we're hitting critical mass of Lurker, but at the same time, there's not a lot of Ling Bane to support this Lurker army on the right-hand side. Papi can dive on top of this!
Yeah, and he will with the storms as well. And The lurkers are being damaged, but they still stand strong for now, and the position definitely helps them there. But the Archons are able to get to the hatchery.
Yeah, hatchery goes down at the same time. A Ling Hydra counter-attack will knock down the center base. We do have Zealots in the main going for some of the important tech. Hydrogen is under fire.
That is a very good focus there, but oh, the Nexus does fall down right after the recall. Was cancelled.
Yeah, the storm a little bit too late there, and it looks like, where's the detection? Okay, we get the revelation just in time. We clean up the main army. Meanwhile, in the main base, the Hydrogen has survived, and this is still a very tense moment here between these two players. Elazer still has mining. He retakes that center base, but PAPI has spotted the right-hand hatchery, and he will knock it down.
He will, but I mean, Elazer still has all these bases already mining and set up, and the Hydra then surviving as well. That must feel bad for PAPI.
Yeah, and the massive spine shots going off here on these Archons. We force the Morph into the High Templar as well. No storms. If we had some storms, we could definitely take a fight here. We're trying to force this back, but those spine shots are insane from these lurkers. PAPI cannot engage.
Yeah, and more probes are falling down back in the bases. It looks like some Zerglings have slipped by and just catching the transferring probes. I mean, PAPI just doesn't have a second to breathe.
Yeah, and PAPI has no more economy. You know, he's running out of minerals here at the natural. He's running out of minerals here at the third base. He lost his fourth. He needs an expansion. PAPI is running out of steam. He's running out of resources. He's on a timer and a laser. All he has to do is survive and defend.
And he will try to do exactly that. He has the lurkers. He has the Vipers now as well, as they pull the Immortals straight into the fire. And yeah, this army is not as strong anymore.
Yeah, there's no storms. I mean, there's no storms to send this away. GG, good luck gets called, and Elazer will take the series 2-0.
GG.
GG, well played. A very, very close game number 2. Again, there were multiple times in this game where I thought finally PAPI had done it. Finally, he had broken the back of Elazer, but both times it just took him a little bit too long to reinforce. There was never a warp prism or a reinforcement point with the army to be able to reinforce on the front lines, so it just took far too long for PAPI to just reinforce that army to be able to sustain himself and to keep on pushing, and a couple too many times there, he just barely did not have enough.
Yeah, I almost want to say, like, maybe it wasn't even like the reinforcement itself. Obviously that would help, but I almost feel like maybe like if he went right instead of left, he would catch those two lurkers, and that would be pretty much the army of Elazer. Like it basically like pure to luck, you know, at this moment specifically.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh god, that was a very close game. Very impressive performance there out of PAPI again. I'm sure he knows it as well. He was so close to killing Elazer then and there, forcing the ace match, and then anything could have happened from that point, from that moment. So GG, well played. Elazer does take it. Game 1 was more decisive. Like, Elazer was very comfortable in game 1. Here in game 2, very close. It was very close, very clutch.
There were at least 2 situations where we were like, oh, I mean, Elazer is out of this. Like, there's no way. And then he just comes back anyway.
Yeah, very close games. And again, I hope PAPI, he's not too dissatisfied with this performance, especially with game number 2. I mean, like, very clearly, we've seen PAPI defeat Elazer before. He could have definitely done it again. It was within his grasp, and I wish him the best when it comes to improving over the course of time. You know, these next couple of months, next couple of weeks, I do hope to see more of PAPI, and really nice performances. He does bow out of the tournament.
Yeah, definitely. Very nice result from PAPI, and I mean, obviously we want to see more PAPI on this channel, as you know, Light wants to be more confused while casting.
Yeah. So GG, well played. PAPI is going to be eliminated from the tournament, but again, he had a good showing, especially here in this final game, and I hope that's what we remember him for, as he is knocked out. And Elazer is going to advance on into the lower bracket finals, where Geralt has been patiently waiting.
Yeah, we have Geralt in the lower bracket as well as Christiana in the grand finals. So as a reminder, if you are local or just happen to be in Warsaw, then you can still make it for the finals. So check out the House Gaming Bar.
There you go. Again, this is an offline event in Warsaw, and with this we are going to be getting ready for a small break. Geralt is going to be setting up on the stage, going to be setting up his own hotkeys and his own settings and everything. So we do need a little bit of time for that to occur. And there's only 2 series left: Elazer versus Geralt, and the winner versus Christiana.
See you then.
See you then.